Okay, there we go. It took a second. I don't know what was going on with my live stream, but it didn't go live. But we're live now. I am getting everything set up, and my players are gradually showing up into Discord. And once we get everybody in Discord and in the game, we will start. So just bear with us and enjoy the music as I get everything going.
Wargamen in miniature, no war too small. Battles on the tabletop will conquer all. Heroes made of plastic, armies clash and roar. Wargamen in miniature, let's fight some more. Tiny soldiers on a grand paper plane, rolling dice to echo cannon's refrain.
Okay, it looks like everybody's here, so let me go ahead and end this.
In strategy and chaos we place
for like a week, and then it was very sprouted. Fast forward to today, and it is, let me see, blink. It's about 3 feet tall.
Nice, and it's going to seed. I don't know if you've grown onion before, but
I have not.
They are biannual. So the first year they grow the bulb, and then they kind of go dormant, and that's when you would normally harvest and eat it. And then the second year they grow that sprout, and each one of those flowers will turn into an onion seed that you can then plant and turn into more onions.
Okay.
At least they're not as insidious as corn. I planted corn 3 or 4 years ago, and it's still sprouting to this day.
I've got a raspberry bush that's doing pretty good too. I got some runners from an old teacher.
Nice. We're trying to get our strawberries to take off for us, as well as our tomatoes, because the heat out here is just brutal. We planted early this year, so hopefully we'll get somewhere. But you reminded me, I got to go out and put some cages around our tomatoes, because our tomatoes are getting to the point they need it. Looks good. So hopefully we'll have tomatoes this year. We've got plenty of potatoes. It took over a bed.
I've got
nice job with the onion.
Say 10-foot by 12-foot blackberry patch.
Nice.
That's nowhere near as photogenic as your lovely pots. It was whoever lived here before had like a goat barn, and they cut it off, but they left the 6x6 posts and the floor. And I guess they fed them blackberries at one point, and they fell through the cracks, and so that whole former goat barn is now a blackberry patch.
Yeah, you're not reclaiming that without the heavy equipment.
Just
No,
burn
not
it into the ground.
not at all. We had that on our old house. Somebody decided that they wanted to block off the back alley fence, so they planted blackberry and huckleberry. It didn't matter what we did. We even ripped the thing completely from the ground, and it somehow got under the concrete slab. So
Mhm.
it would just grow out from the concrete slab, and then if you didn't pay attention, and we got that first rain in Washington, within 3 or 4 days, that whole area was just bush, and you're just like, that's an insidious little plant. What the hell is it doing? Why does this exist?
So you can plant it in the yards of your neighbors. I mean, sorry, your enemies. Sorry, not neighbors. That was a slip of the tongue.
Well, I've had those neighbors before.
Have a rest.
All right. So how's everybody doing? Everybody seems like you're in good cheer.
Yeah, seems to be.
Okay. Well,
How you doing?
I was going to say I don't want to bring everybody down.
We're
So-
gonna die tonight, boys.
But I've got a little stomach virus going on. So I will try my best to be amiable, and I will try not to have rocks fall from heaven and kill everyone. But no guarantees, because this adventure is not player friendly. It is
No giant gazebos.
I don't get the reference. I don't get the reference.
It was an old Gary Gygax bit, or was it Gygax? It was one of the really old, gets passed around a lot stories. Somebody was cocky, so the DM had the gazebo be a monster, and that got carried over into the Munchkin game, the card game.
I
One of the
have
enemies
love
is a
Munchkin.
gazebo.
Okay. Well, I just figured that was a play on the Mimic, but
No,
because I
it's,
have Munchkin.
it's an old D&D reference.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
I looked it up a long time ago. Because I was like, why a gazebo?
Nice. Speaking of that, I have some news for you guys. Mason might be more interested in this than the rest of you, but did you know there was a new edition of Traveler?
Yeah, I've seen ads for it all over Facebook lately.
Yeah, it's based on 5e. So you've got your D20 and your feats and stuff like that. There is you get your 2 feats. No, there's I kind of wanted to back it. I think it's on Kickstarter. I kind of wanted to back it. It's got a lot of cool like dice and all kinds of stuff, but and miniatures actually. But I just can't support Wizards of the Coast. I just can't do it, and I don't know if this is a licensing thing. If they had to pay for licensing to use the 5e mechanics, or because I like the 5e mechanics, I thought it was. I thought D&D 5e was pretty good system, but I don't know. My hate for TSR Wizards of the not TSR, but Wizards of the Coast has it has no bounds. I don't know if that makes sense, but there is a lot of animosity between me and Wizards. But if they don't have anything to do with Wizards, right, and if it's just using the game mechanics, I could probably get into it. But if it's like if they had to pay for licensing and there are providing any kind of financial uh, reimbursement to Wizards, then I'm going to avoid the game. You know. So, but that was interesting. The Traveler, I got excited because it was a new Traveler edition. But there's another piece of news that I had. I don't remember what it is um, right now. Um, I I I am a Columbia Games like a member at Columbia Games where I'm uh, following and getting sent all these news emails and stuff like that through their little whatever newsletter or whatever, and they just did the Elven Kingdom for Harn, and because they finished the Dwarven one a few months back, and then now they've just finished the Elven one. They're bringing it all up to scratch. So I got excited about that. I don't know any of you guys play Harn or been in the world of Harn. I know Mason
Not
has.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, just your games.
Yeah. Harn, just a little aside here before we get started. Harn is it was made back in the 80s when D&D was really big, right? Or it was just getting started and it was growing. And uh, Columbia Games made this campaign world called Harn. It was a supposed to be used with any role playing system, right? There's no rules involved. It was just like the maps and personalities, the governments and the monsters and stuff like that in the world, and then you could just uh, grab the camp, kind of like Forgotten Realms or Dark Sun or whatever. It was just a different campaign world, and you could play any role playing game in that world because it was very agnostic or whatever, and it grew and grew and grew to the point where the players, or I should say the users, if you would, demanded that they make a game that would um, fit in that world, right? And they did, but remember it's kind of second-handed, backhanded, whatever. And we played it. Mason and I we played it a little while, and it's an okay system, but it's just not. It just really wasn't for me, right? I prefer the Pendragon system over the Harn system.
I like how the hits work.
The hits were pretty cool, and you got all these different injury points on your body and stuff. But I kind of think that slowed the game down a little bit, but it did make it a little bit more granular, where you knew exactly, like your big toe got hit or something like that.
I switched to that for crit rolls and stuff.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. Well, that like if I don't have something in mind, I go, okay, well, hold on, roll a couple d6.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually and the skill system was pretty cool, and the way your hit points worked and healing and everything. But Pendragon reminds me of that system, but just with rounded corners. So it's a lot. It seems like Pendragon a lot easier to make a character. It's a lot faster to play a game, and it's in the same time frame. The Dark Ages or whatever, the Arthurian period. Um, and Harn is the same way. It's pre-plate mail, uh, and I thought it was pretty cool. And the monsters, they had some really unique monsters and stuff. Having said that, just letting you know, when we get this campaign finished, which I have an end in sight, just so you know, at the end of this campaign, I'm not going to restart uh, with another group of players, or I'm not going to just continue on into perpetuity. I planned on switching over to a Pendragon game, but in the Harn world. So using the Pendragon mechanics, but in the Harn setting. So just so you know, and everyone's invited. You guys seem like you're a good group of guys, and you pretty much are getting to know how I run Pendragon, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run Pendragon. It's just not going to be any King Arthur. There's not going to be any Merlin. It's going to be all Harn personalities. So that's just something to think about. And that's in the future. That's not today. I do have another player. He mentioned making a character. I told him we didn't want to do that tonight. So his name is Tate, and we will. I'll get to know him over the next week or so, and we'll make characters. So you might have a fourth next week. Maybe we'll see. All right. So on the map, can you guys? You see like a darkened in area in the center of the map?
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
Okay, perfect. Because I found it was easier for me to put the Game Master's map and not the player's map on the screen, but I hid all the Game Master info in the center. So as you explore or progress, then I'll gradually reveal areas so that, and I just felt it was going to be easier for me to do it that way. And I hope you, and everything revealed around the outer edge, that's pretty much what was on the player's map. So no harm, no foul there. Now there is a mechanic. Oh, it's not wrong file. When you enter, excuse me. When you enter the forest, and it looks like you're getting ready to enter the forest right here next to the King's Men, and on your way to Tribrute. There is a die roll. I could have done it off camera, but I figured I'd let the players do it. So it is a 2d6 minus 1. So you'll get a number between 1 and 11. Who wants to roll that for me? Anybody?
Let's let our main man go. Gwyneth, let's let you go.
You have the highest glory. Let's have you roll it. That's kind of what I'm hearing.
You said plus 11?
No, I said 2d6 minus 1.
Minus 1. I don't know where I got plus 11. I'm so sorry.
Because the number is
minus 1.
Because the number is 1 through 11.
Oh, okay.
A 4, which is surprising.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, anybody that's played this module, it says, for example, if you roll and get a 4, which I'm like, okay, wow, he hit exactly.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah, so I look up here at Folkingham. I'm going to put a number in that white box. There it is. And then I just go clockwise, and I go 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically, all this does is, for the Game Master, it allows me to track certain events. So I could have done this off camera, is what I'm saying. But since we're here and I hadn't done it yet, might as well just do it. Let's go a little lower. Okay. There we go. So every little entranceway has its own unique number. So it says these numbers are used for the hollowing, which hopefully you'll never encounter the hollowing, but you never know. Okay, so right. Okay, so there you go. We're right where we were. What did I say? It was midday, or it was close to the evening. You and your knights, or you and your squires, I'm sorry, are at the King's Men, which is a giant army of standing stones, and it has one large standing stone as the king. You met the druid who gave you the whistle, and or I should say the tune to whistle if you run into the magpies. And am I missing anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. So the path to Tribute is it's a very dense forest. It's very there is a trail, a path. It's single file, if we remember that. But as you go into the forest, you can kind of tell that, and I'm assuming you are heading in. Now, is it knight, squire, or is it knight, squire, squire?
What do you want it to be, gentlemen?
That's a good question.
Or do you want it to be knight, squire,
squire,
and then a knight in the back? Okay,
I'm thinking I'm keeping my squire close. I'm not sure if this place is safe.
Right. Oh, it's not.
I need to protect him. That is my responsibility.
If I remember right, the druid told you there are many dangerous creatures inside the forest. Least of
Yeah, I
which
think
is
we're going
probably
Knight Squire.
Okay. Now I just need to know who's going first.
I'll go.
Why are you guys all kind of grayed out? Uh-oh. I didn't mess that up. Oh, now I know why. I'm on the map.
I'll follow Gwyneth.
There we go.
We'll go ahead and pick up the rear. Make sure we don't get ambushed from behind.
Perfect. Okay, so we got Gwyneth and a squire, then Bryce and a squire, and Bedivere and a squire. Okay. Sounds good. We're not doing the black anus. Okay. Well, I just like saying it. Okay. This is I don't know if this is spoilery or not, but I'm gonna kind of read it to you. It says the magic of the forest. You know, Mother Nature, she's magic as well. You know, it's a magical scene or whatever. But it says the forest covers roughly 4,000 square miles. It's a big forest. A vast and forbidding woodland. It is framed by 3 ancient routes. The Roman road called Foss. That's the one you're on, or near. And the Ermine Street and the pre-Roman Icknaled. Okay, so you see the Ermine Street is on the far right, and then there is this thing called right. You clicked it very well. Uh, Once a patchwork of small hilly woods, since King Uther's death, it has grown into a sprawling wilderness. King Uther died approximately 20 years ago. So the time of his death till the time that Arthur became king was known as the Anarchy period, because that's when all the barons and kings and everybody were vying for power and trying to see who the next king was going to be. So it was called the Anarchy period. And then Arthur came along and united the kingdoms. Okay, since King Uther's death, it has grown into a sprawling wilderness where the boundary between Logris and the other world blurs. This shift has allowed a tribe of fairies led by their king, Mad Dog de Sauvage, to emerge and claim the remote fortress. Um, okay. Okay, the glamour of the fairies now saturates the Heartwoods, the deep, untouched areas where few dare to tread. Their trees twist into eerie shapes. The undergrowth is an unpredictable tangle. And even the animals exhibit an unnatural savagery as the wilderness of the older age reclaims the woods. So King Sauvage, as he is now known, rules the untamed forest. Okay. So just know that the forest itself is kind of half fairy, half human. It is the plants and the animals of all kind of been not corrupted, but they've been manipulated by magic, and so there might be a little bit of unusualness about them and stuff like that. Um, okay. Okay, we set up the thresholds. Um, One of me, we'll just go with Gwyneth. So you're in the lead. Go ahead and give me a D20 roll.
11.
11. Okay. Okay, so with that die roll of 11, this is what happens to your party. So once inside the forest, the knights must find your way around. Okay, so the daily hunting roll. Um, so give me a second. You're all following Gwyneth. So, Gwyneth being in the lead, you must make a hunting roll. You're trying to follow this path that at some places the path disappears and you have to resume, like you go through some bushes and there's the path that starts over again, stuff like that. And hunting is going to allow you to be able to do this.
This is a very significant role for the day, it sounds like. Like, this is what we're here for.
Yeah, I mean, if you are unable to pick up the trail, then you might get lost, or you might go to some random other location or something.
Um,
I would caution against using a passion.
yeah, I decided
Just how
against it.
the forest is pretty deadly.
Even if I use it, I have pretty good odds of not picking up the trail. I'm not sure why I was allowed in the lead. I didn't think this through.
He has to be better than me.
You might think so. Oh, but I
You're
succeeded.
hunting.
Oh, we have the same.
I knew I could do it the whole time.
Okay,
Have
so
faith in yourself.
yeah, so you find the path. You don't wander aimlessly. That's one of the results. Um, Also, like there's a bunch of other results possible. But you succeed. So, what does that mean to me? Well, I'm scrolling back to the. And by the way, you do have your baby with you.
Right, because he's a changeling.
Your little baby boy. I have decided I am gonna let you see the picture that they have posed in the book. This one is a little younger than your kid, but imagine your kid about 6 years old. Now I have to find it. I'm going to drag it onto the screen. Hopefully you can see that. Can you see that?
Yeah, he's like almost human.
Yeah. Not the most pleasant face.
Yeah. It's got a little
He
rattle
looks
in
like
his head.
Sir Bryce's kid.
He's got one tooth coming in. No, I don't know. Okay. So that's the picture in the book. Let me get back to the book. What the heck? Okay, here we are. Entry point. The King's Men. Okay. Okay. Bear with me. Okay. Oh, okay. The page is not the same. Got it. All right, so you continue on and down the trail, and you come across some off in the distance. Everyone can make everyone, even the ones in the even Bedivere in the rear. You can make an awareness roll.
Awareness,
Sir
okay.
Bryce failed.
Succeeded
That would be a success
10 for
for
10.
me.
with a crit.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I missed that.
10.
Nice.
I had a 10. No, a 10 out of 10. Not a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, so go ahead and mark your awareness with a check. But those of you that succeed can see that there is a guard post ahead. It has a few knights and a few men at arms. And Bedivere, what you notice, because you criticaled, you see that one of the men at arms is on a horse and riding back up the trail towards, away from, back up towards Tribrit. So you see like a little, you see a, someone going to report, possibly.
Okay. Well, we may have ourselves some trouble, folks. Appears someone is off to tell about our presence.
And
Think that's good or
once
bad?
once he points it out, everybody can see it.
Do you think that's good or bad for us?
Well, time will tell.
Agreed. Hard to say with this forest to tell whether they're friend or foe, but we might as well ride up and find out.
Yeah, let's get after him.
Get after him. There's a guard post with knights and men at arms between you and the guy who's running to report.
Figure of speech.
We're gonna ride up to the guard post and introduce ourselves.
Yeah,
Hopefully not get full of arrows.
hopefully.
Hopefully.
Okay. So you pull up on them. There appears to be about 10 knights and 40 foot soldiers.
Well, this could be a sticky situation.
The area of the forest in this little patch has been cleared out a little bit to accommodate, all of their horses and all their, their little barricade they have made on the trail. And as you approach, one of them, he appears to be in charge or whatever. He raises his hand and says, "Hold up, wait right there. Don't get any closer."
I'll stop.
Okay.
Bryce is going to rein in next to Sir Gwyneth.
And I'll rein in between beside the two.
Unfortunately, you guys can't. You're still in the single file forest.
Ah,
Unless you want to risk it and like go off trail. You guys can. The forest isn't impassable. It's just super thick. Right? So you could, if you want, you can pull up next to him, but you would be like in the bushes, if you know what I mean.
I'll stay single file.
let's stay that way until we can figure out what we're going to do.
Okay. Count Melir has closed this road. Turn around and go whence you came.
We ask why the road is closed.
Um,
Can we ask why the road is closed?
you can ask, but the road is still closed.
Bryce is going to whisper to Gwyneth, "What do you think? We could bluff him and say you're here on business for Arthur."
I I would not invoke my king's name in a lie. But what I could do, I hold up my child thing.
Right.
We need to get through here. We're trying to fix this. I need to hurry before my real son is lost to me. Is it possible an exception could be made to let us through?
No. This road is closed by order of the Count, and I do not ask why. His orders are not to allow anyone under any circumstance through.
Could you send a messenger to request the Count to... Could we speak to the Count?
Well, I've already sent a messenger reporting the approach of knights and What the Count wishes to do with that information is his own.
Then, for the
Uh,
sake of haste, I think we'll wait here.
You're
yeah,
more
Sir
than
Bryce
welcome.
is gonna look up to the sky if he can see it and kind of see what time of day it is.
It's
And
later.
it was getting late.
Yeah, it's 5-ish or whatever. It's kind of dark now because of the trees, but it's still daylight out beyond the trees. Some light is coming through the branches and stuff like that. This knight says you are welcome to set up camp here, and he gestures towards their clearing
How,
while we wait.
how long do we expect this to take? How far are we from your lord's manor?
Um, I expect it's about a 3-hour ride up the road.
Don't I have until midnight?
You have until midnight for what?
Or something? I feel like we had a deadline on this.
The deadline
Or
is
was
your
that just a
kid growing
story?
up, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
He's not
Very
growing
well.
up like that. He's growing up. He would probably be about 18 years old in a year. So in 1 year, he'll be 18.
Okay.
So maybe
Then,
like a year, a month, something like that. In 1 month, he'll be a year older,
ew.
approximately.
I'm willing to
And
wait.
he looks the kid growls at you like, "Father, why are you holding me like this?"
I'm not your father.
And then he looks at you with a growl like, "Then what are you?"
I am Elaine's father. I am not whatever you are's father.
I am the lame.
No. No. No.
And he starts wiggling like he's trying to get out of your hands.
Um, I tuck him under my arm.
Okay.
I've done that with my siblings. It works.
Yeah.
You just hold them like a bundle of clothes or something.
Bryce is gonna say, I think it might be best if we camp with these knights and soldiers anyways. This forest gives me the heebie-jeebies. Safety in numbers and all that.
Of course.
Okay, so yeah, so your squire starts setting up your little pavilions and stuff like that. Having been with these knights and foot soldiers and stuff for a few hours now, while they stay to themselves, you still can't avoid, uh, casual, um, casual interactions. All going to the bathroom in the same location, stuff like that. Um, you can make a intrigue roll. Everyone.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
Because
Okay, so after about 6 hours, a detachment of soldiers appear from the forest. So it's close to midnight or whatever. This detachment um, strolls in and reports to the knight that's currently here, and then they start setting up their pavilions and their tents and things. So their numbers pretty much just doubled.
boys, we might have a problem on our hands if things get out of control.
We already did.
Bryce is going to throw a couple extra logs on the fire so that it's a little brighter.
Okay.
Out of game, because I am down a hit point.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get like is it a daily or is it a weekly healing rate?
Weekly
Okay.
of inactivity. So if you're out riding and stuff like that, you don't heal.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
If you were out fighting and conducting strenuous activity, there's a chance it'll actually open the wound up and you take more hits. So there is a like a healing rest, a non-healing just normal activities, and then a possible more damaging if you do conduct strenuous activities.
And the wound was already healed. It just my healing rate wasn't enough to put the full hit points back. Am I
Right.
still at risk for that since the wound healed? I'm just not 100%.
I don't think so. I think once the wound is, I don't know. I'll have to take a look. There's a possibility
Okay.
because even though, like, let's say you take a wound of 5 points and you have a first aid that heals 3 of that, that's still a wound. It just can't be healed again by first aid. So it's still a cut. It's still a gash. It just can't be healed again by first aid. So
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah, so I do believe it will or could cause, but we'll check the rules if that comes into play. And that also opening wounds is a daily. So yeah, if you fight every day or whatever, you could die. Also, when you get reduced to 0 hit points, you don't die. You're put into kind of like D&D. You're put into a down state, or like you're dying. You're on the ground crying for your mother or whatever. And then when it strikes midnight, you expire. You die. Yeah, so it's death always happens at midnight for you player knights.
So if I'm gonna do something that downs me heroically, do it in the morning.
That's do it at like 1 a.m. That's right. and then their friends can possibly heal you up. Okay. Are you guys like pulling guard on your own little campsite, or are you just relying on these 20 knights and 80 men at arms?
I'm willing to rely on them. Because worst case scenario, if we do, they turn against us, and even if we're awake when they do that, we're done.
If they have any honor or anything like that,
Yeah, they won't.
they wouldn't just kill you. All right. So in the morning, when everybody is starting to wake and and the squires have the breakfasts made and stuff like that, you'll see that another detachment of warriors arrive. Bringing their total. It's not as many as I had previously assumed. It is. Um, 18. There's 18 knights and 50 men at arms. You can take them. Uh,
Well, Sir Gwyneth, we've rested through the night. We might as well go see if a message has returned from, what is it? Tribute?
Tribute. Yep. You see a count and a herald and a group of bodyguards enter the clearing, and the count is, I'm going to say, young. He's probably about 23 years old, approximately.
Mm.
And you see a lot of these like men at arms are carrying spears, and they're using them like they're either using them two-handed, or some of them actually have shields. Maybe a third of them are also carrying shields. And then you'll see that some of them have no spear and no shield, and they look like they're carrying like uh, javelins in bundles. And the 18 knights. Yeah, the 18 knights are all in various uh, colored attire. Plus, some have shields, some have two-handed weapons, some have bows. They're basically a wide variety. You can't really. They're not like you set up in units or anything like that. But the you'll see that the count and the herald, or I should say, the herald himself, is holding a a flag of truce, like a white flag, and he approaches your little campsite, the two, while
Can we
all
do
the
like a. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, where all the others are basically just waiting to see what happens.
I was going to ask if we can do like a herald check and see if we know any of the knights. But I think that's Since I'm not seeing it, heraldry might be on the last one. They might have folded into recognize.
I think it is in recognize.
Yeah, so it is. And if you're trying to recognize the knight's heraldry, just go ahead and make a recognize roll. See if you recognize any of them.
Sir Bryce fumbles.
Right.
Bedivere fails.
Okay, so the knights that are in the forest have probably been in the forest a long time, and they probably don't get out and about, and so you personally would never have seen any of their heraldry. Plus, they might not even be in recorded books, or you wouldn't have seen them written down anywhere. Yeah, so you don't recognize any of their heraldry. So this count rides up with flag of truce.
Like incline my head, kind of half bow because I'm on a horse.
Who do you speak for, or who is your voice? This is what the count is saying.
Who is my voice?
Who speaks for you? Who am I talking to?
In other words, who speaks for the group?
Yes. he's asking, or like you're going to say you're speaking for yourself, but he was asking like if we're riding out here on behalf of a lord, like who are we here for, in representation of, but we're not.
We're here for Sir Gwyneth.
Yes.
This child.
What he said.
Is that you?
Yes, I am Sir Gwyneth, a knight of the High King Arthur. I come seeking a way to fix...
King who?
King Arthur?
Never heard of him.
I see.
Is he the king to the west?
He is the heir of King Uther.
King Uther?
Pendragon?
Did he not die?
Yes, he did.
With no heir?
No, he had an heir.
There was no heir. All the kings are fighting amongst themselves.
They found the heir, and he proved it by pulling the sword from the stone in London. In Londinium.
You can't become a king just by pulling a sword out of a stone.
That's also
ridiculous.
He also said about unifying the land against the Saxons. He united many a king under his rule.
Sounds like a great warlord.
He achieved most of it peacefully, I think, didn't he?
I would be honored to meet this man at some point. By the way, my name is Count Melior. Melior. He doesn't even know his own name.
It's been so long since he's had to introduce himself, you know?
No, it's not spelled that way. Come on, it doesn't want to paste. Hold on. Copy text. Okay, I did it. And then paste. There we go. If you will, if you want, we can escort you back out of the forest the way you came.
Sir Bryce is going to arch an eyebrow at Sir Gwyneth, like,
May we ask why this road is closed? Is there some danger we should be aware of?
The lands beyond are dangerous and forbidden.
Yes. Is that why?
Well, they're forbidden for one thing, and yes, and you are, and they're dangerous. If you refuse my offer to escort you out, I can always take you in as guests until your ransom can be paid.
I believe I recall the way out.
No escort needed.
No escort needed.
Uh, okay. And then he rides back over to his men.
It would seem, Gwyneth, that things are not are amiss, and we should hopefully find another way.
Well, we know about the song for the magpies. Maybe we should try and make for wherever they're coming in. That was the village of... I closed my sheet for some reason. The village Rapstone in Huntland County at the old hill fort at Burrow Hill within the kingdom of Vod. Is what we were told.
Unfortunately, you didn't write down any of the towns that are on the map.
I see that.
didn't you say Beale Valette? No.
No. Rapstone in Huntland County at the old hill fort at Burrow Hill within the kingdom of Vod. Is what I've got.
Okay.
Totally inaccurate.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Like what I wrote or what we were told?
Maybe both. I don't know.
Maybe both. Okay.
But you definitely didn't write down what I told you.
Interesting.
Made some stuff up. You could always go back to the king's men and, ask again.
No. Well,
Well, they're all waiting for you to leave.
Oh yeah, I thought we were leaving. Yeah, we're leaving.
Okay, and the order is the same.
I'm gonna take the lead this time.
Bedivere is going to take the lead. Okay,
Yes.
I need a hunting roll from Bedivere.
But of course. Come on. 2 of 10, succeed.
Yeah. So you guys find your way back to the King's Men.
Real quick, do I check a skill on a fumble and a crit, or just crit?
Both. You can learn from your mistakes.
And your successes.
And your successes. So there is the Standing Stones. And as you approach, because you're trying to probably locate the druid and get him to repeat his message to you. There are two people at the Standing Stones. They're leaning against the stones. They're having some kind of conversation. One of them looks like a regal priest, arch druid, arch bishop. The other one looks like a scraggly old wizard named Merlin.
Oh,
Merlin.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
That's right. Don't think I have a Dubricious. Oh, no, that's a better one. Okay, so we got this guy and a guy that looks very similar to this guy. It's not him, but it looks a lot like that. Okay. So you have this and I can't even spell bishop apparently. But it's the Archbishop, Dubricious, and Merlin. Dubricious, he normally stays at Carleon with Arthur and the capital, basically. And Merlin, he's been missing for about a year now. And he's with the Archbishop at the Standing Stones as you approach. Off in the distance, like maybe closer to the road, you see a covered wagon. And yeah. You would probably guess that it would be the bishop's wagon. As you approach, they kind of stop their little conversation that they're having, and they both perk up and look at you guys as you approach. Um, a a couple of people from the wagon, riders, we'll call them, just there may be acolytes or something. Who knows who they are? But they ride up to Dubricius and Merlin, and they set up a table and some small chairs. And then you can see that the table is set up with a luncheon. And Dubricius says, "Join us for some food."
I think we shall.
Yeah, if you guys want to make a one roll, you can make. They can be different rolls for each player, but it's either an intrigue, a folklore, or a recognize. Your choice.
Intrigue, folklore, or recognize.
That's right. Intrigue will give you their mannerisms, and their recognize will let you evaluate them more physically, and a folklore will allow you to determine if something is amiss spiritually.
Intrigue fail for Butterbeer.
Gwyneth
Bryce failed intrigue.
Okay, so basically, you don't recognize anything out of the ordinary, right? Other than the fact that they're way out here in the woods, or near the woods. And you can see that Merlin takes a bite out of some meat, something or other. Are you guys sitting to have brunch with them?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's eat.
Okay.
Dub. Thanks for the grub.
Okay. So once you got, they don't talk while they don't talk through the meal. They just eat. Are you gonna talk or interrupt or just eat?
Enjoy the meal.
Talking's for once we're full.
Exactly.
Yeah, Sir Bryce is kind of like way out of his element as far as like station, and so he's going to basically follow the lead of everyone else and sit quietly.
Sounds good. Are the squires participating? They were not invited, but they can if they
Yes.
want.
Yes.
Okay, so basically everybody is eating. All right, so once everybody has a full stomach, you're like, oh man, and the food was actually well prepared. It was good. Merlin begins, and he says, King Uther's death broke the land, creating a wound through which unwelcome spirits have poured forth into our world, causing all manners of mischief. One of these spirits, an old one, is King Savage, who now rules over a portion of Logris. He is a foolish fellow, and his foolery will destroy the kingdom. Dubricius nods and says, with his raspy voice, he's a very old man, Master Merlin is correct. The King Sauvage fellow has broken God's law and has enchanted the minds of mortal men, robbing them of their choice to do good or evil. And when fairies violate the ban, fiends of the devil shortly after appear to cause suffering. And then Merlin says, Indeed, a fiend has come to the Forest Sauvage and become a vassal of the king. Sauvage imposes his will upon his men and now thinks to command the devil's vassals. The fool. No good will come of this alliance. Dubricius, I agree wholeheartedly, my friend. Patting Merlin's arm. And so now we come to ask you, good knights, to join forces with us to destroy the fiend and put to rest this mad fairy's wicked plans. We've gone through the formality of making arrangements with your liege lord to retain your services. Dubricius continues, It may be necessary to find allies along the way. We have two to recommend. Seek the Count of Lambor at the castle and give him this message. Handing Gwyneth a scroll. It's a scroll tube, actually. Lambor. Got on the map.
Okay.
Just a second. Oh, just to the north, not too far. It's number 10. I lost my place.
Here.
Okay, bear with me.
Okay.
Scroll tube. Okay. He is a stubborn man and hard-pressed at the moment. He may need some convincing beyond my request in this letter. And then Merlin says, I have also commanded one of my druids to give you assistance. He is Hermione, the bird speaker, who guards the stone circle here. However, he's as stubborn as the Count of Lambor. So, with that, the two old men returned to their comfortable covered wagon. And without any conversation or answering any of your questions, they head off down the road. Note, these are the two holiest men in Britain.
Dang, should have gotten them to bless our weapons.
Well, you get a check on religion Christian or religion pagan, whichever is appropriate, simply for
Really?
converting with them.
I converted? Shoot. I didn't know I converted to Christian. Kidding.
I thought you were a pagan.
Making a joke.
Oh, right. Well, you get a check by those skills. Also, everyone gets 50 points of glory.
Oh.
just for sitting, having lunch, and accepting their quest. All right. Stomachs full. Squires seem to be pleased with themselves. You can put 50 glory on all your squires as well.
Oh.
And you can put a check by their either religion or pagan as well. They were participants in the feast, and they heard the conversation that transpired. Okay, what would you like to do? It's very strange that they were here waiting for you. Just putting that out there. Okay, the speaking to the druid who appears out of the shadows. Whatever his name is. Mellorin or something like that. Hermione. Okay, Hermione, the bird speaker. The druid of the king's men. You had already spoke with him and got him to reveal his knowledge to you without the Merlin. So he's not going to be any additional assistance because you've already acquired it through that critical. But he will recount what he said earlier. Okay. King Savage has enlisted many creatures in the forest, particularly magpies, whom he uses as spies. Speak to the magpies and whistle the tune. This tells them you have my favor and to assist you. Here it comes. The magpies can be found near the village of Thrapston. In Huntland County, at the Old Hill Fort at Burrow Hill. I think you didn't get that first sentence.
That last part again, Burrow Hill?
No, Thrapston. The magpies can be found near the village of Thrapston in Huntland County at the Old Hill Fort at Burrow Hill. All of this within the kingdom of Savage. Yeah, I don't know where you got all that other stuff at.
But that's what I said, though. I mean, I got I missed the start of the village name.
The Thrapston. Okay.
Yeah,
Well-
I had Rapston.
Okay, well, Thrapston is on the map.
Okay.
It's over near Beale Valley, the opposite side of the forest.
Nice.
Number 3. Yeah, that basically lets you know where the magpies are. You can enlist their help. They're spies, so they are throughout the forest, all over the place. But this is where they call home. Lambor to the north, number 10, is the castle of a knight who Merlin spoke and Dubricius has spoke to try to get him to assist you. It doesn't say how.
Well, Sir Gwynnis, I think our best bet is to ride north and find this Count of Lambor or the knight or whatever he is, and see what kind of aid he can provide. It's the shortest, closest distance.
Yeah.
The other
and-
place, whatever it's called, is on the other side of the forest. We'd have to ride all the way around.
Yeah. And so
That-
Lambor's on the way.
Well, if you
It
go
is.
if you go the northern route.
Yeah. And we do have to deliver this scroll. So I mean,
No.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay, so you guys head north through Kindtown or Kyneton. It okay. I want to see if there's anything that happens here. Probably. Nope, that's only if you enter the forest at number 9. Okay, so yeah, it's just a village, and you guys travel through, and you go up to Lambor. Lambasted Lambor.
Lambda.
Yeah.
Trilambs? Anybody?
All right. So as you approach, it is a castle. And at this time, most castles are basically just Motte and Bailey's, as depicted on the map. You know, they got a wooden palisade around the outer side. They got a drawbridge that goes over a dry moat, and then you got a small little compound on the inside, and then up on the top of a hill, you would have a keep area. As you approach, you see throngs of commoners setting up tents and shanties in the fallow fields around the castle. So it's like there's like refugees, if you wish, or, just people coming to visit, or who knows why they're here.
But more people than houses, and they're just kind of setting up camp all over the place.
Yeah, there's no houses. There's no buildings outside the castle. It's just like makeshift lean-tos and tents and stuff like that. Yeah, tents and shanties. Waiting. What are you guys doing? And Gwyneth, I'm relying on you to speak up. So you can't just be quiet. You're the highest glory member of your knights. So I'm listening for you, and I assume the rest of them are waiting for you to make some kind of proclamation. So
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Not really sure.
Okay, so you pause and you look on in horror. No, I don't know.
What does everyone else think?
Well, Sir Gwyneth, we could split up and try and find out some information. If you wanted to ride to the keep, we could search amongst these refugees and see why they're here. Or we could all go to the keep.
That is a fair idea. I mean, if we split up, though, we could run into some trouble we don't need to.
If I don't think the added risk of splitting up will really pay off in any. I don't think this is going to slow us down overly much. I think we can see what the refugees are about, because that may spell trouble for us as well, or maybe there's something we could do to help them out.
We could offer them first aid and
We
see
could
if
offer
any
them
of them
first
are willing
aid.
to talk.
Well, you could offer them first aid.
Yeah, my first aid is not so good.
I missed those particular lessons.
Well, maybe if while I'm helping someone, you could chat them up and see what information you can get out of them. You're a much better speaker than I am.
That might work.
Okay, so you ride into the villagers, the commoners, and call them to you so that you can parlay with them, and they're willing. They're not stupid. They're not going to fight a knight or whatever. So what you get is a intrigue roll. So whoever's interacting with the commoners can make an intrigue roll. And with a success,
That would be a success.
yeah. So your party gets a success because you find somebody that's willing to talk, basically, or not just complain.
Sorry, a 1 out of 7 crit.
There's no crit there. I just see success.
Yeah, I don't know. 1 out of 7 though. That's not bad.
Actually, it's the worst roll you can get with a success. A 6 would be not bad. A 7 would be better. But Yeah, so in general, the peasants, the commoners, they say we're refugees fleeing from the forest of Sauvage. The forest has swallowed our fields and villages, leaving us with nothing.
Was it sudden? How does a forest swallow fields quickly?
Yeah, half the county of Lambor uh, is now lost within the forest.
And and I imagine we have tried cutting it down.
Um, it's grown thick over the last few years,
I see.
and now stands at the gates of Leicester, the market town. That's to the north.
We've heard these lands are dangerous. Is there something in the forest we should be aware of? Like
Oh,
in
I
particular?
don't know. I'm just a humble commoner. If you want to talk like that, maybe you need to talk to the count. We just know that our farming fields, trees have sprung up over the last few years. And yes, we've tried chopping them down, but they just come back.
Interesting.
Now, we haven't tried a forest fire, but that would be devastating.
But likely effective. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, our woodsmen have been cutting trees down for the last few years. But they grow faster than we can remove them. It's not like overnight. I mean, they grow like within a couple of years they're a full grown tree.
So more like grass.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. That's why you're a knight and I'm just a commoner.
Interesting.
I hope our count can solve this quickly so that we can get back to farming and providing for our families. I'm sure that we're putting a strain on his resources, not providing him with crops and just eating his food.
Yes, I expect you'll all have to work twice as hard once this is over.
Yeah, yeah, unfortunately, but that's what happens.
Them's the breaks.
And Sauvage is like uh, a mystical, magical forest. So I don't know what we can do. It's the devil's work, probably. Because
Shall we ride on?
I doubt if anybody of the old religion would cause the forest to grow like this and hurt people. So it's got to be the Christian devil.
Sir Bryce is just going to cross himself at the mention of the devil.
All right. All right, so that's about all the villagers pretty much give you the same story. Uh, Lichester, which is a market town, the trees have grown right up to the gate. There now, remember, this is a very large area. This forest. There are a number of towns and farms and uh, settlements and stuff like that that are not listed on the map. They are. It's a very populated area. And they come from a few of these farms that have completely overgrown and they can't live there anymore. So no place in particular, just the forest. And there are a few people that are sick. Uh, they need a chirurgeon and not a first aid. Right? They're not like there's no injuries that you need to bind the wounds or anything like that. There's just people that are malnourished and stuff like that. Okay. What do you want to do?
I think we just need to make for the count.
Okay. So you go up to the gate at
Yes.
the keep, and there is a couple of guards on the ramparts, and they holler down at you, asking like, "Who approaches?"
I am Sir Gwynnis, knight of the High King Arthur, bearing a
Welcome,
message.
welcome, Sir
Okay.
Gwynnis. Enter and be welcome. And the door opens, and you are welcomed in.
Okay.
Yeah. There is a knight. He apparently is probably in charge, possibly the count. Um, if you guys want, you can roll recognize to see if you recognize him.
Oh, Bryce, critical.
There it is. You know what that means? A check.
Severe
Yeah,
pass.
yeah. Everybody recognizes him. He is the Count Lambor. So he's actually the guy you need to talk to. He has a bunch of courtiers around him, people tending to his every need, bringing him things, scrolls and stuff like that to read, and they also are coming and going. I would call some of them de facto messengers, like they are coming from outside the keep. Um, uh, the court, we'll call it the court, even though he's out in the open, in the courtyard. Uh, it's busy with messengers arriving every few minutes, relaying news on the forest's progress. And you hear snippets of the news. Um, let's get 3 intrigue rolls. One from each of you is what I mean.
Failure
That
for
is a
Bryce.
success for Gwynnis.
Failure
Okay.
for Butterbeer.
So, Gwyneth, you hear one of the snippets, and I'm just going to ask you 1, 2, or 3. Which one?
How about 3?
Okay. This messenger tells him more refugees are arriving, my lord, and the Castilian is requesting confirmation to put them in the south fallow fields. All right. So while these messengers are coming and going, and you actually are able to eavesdrop on one of the messages, what else would you like to do?
Um, can I just approach the count?
Yeah, you're a knight.
Okay.
All these people are coming and going, and there are other knights, wandering the field. He's not like under. You might need a courtesy roll or something like that, but if you wanted to, or you can just walk up to him.
I successed.
Yeah, so you approach him and give him the proper uh, introductions, the bows or whatever you need to do, and
My lord.
hello, sir. I don't recognize you.
No, I am Sir Gwynnis. I'm not from here. I am a knight of the High King Arthur, and these are my compatriots, Sir Bernard and Sir Bryce.
Well met.
Or no, Squires Bernard. You are
Pedivere.
names off your token. Bedivere. The name's off the token again.
No, it's
We
not.
bear a message for you from Merlin. And the bishop.
Yeah, Bryce is going to whisper from the Archbishop.
The Archbishop.
Okay.
And I hand him the scroll.
Oh, great. All right. So he takes this and he hands the scroll to one of his courtiers. And so why are you here other than to give me a scroll? Is that all you're here for?
No, I hold up the child thing. My son seems to have been replaced by a changeling, and I am searching for a way to get him back. I believe the answer lies within these woods. What exactly is going on with these woods? From what the townsfolk told us, they've been growing very heartily and aggressively outwards. Is there some manner of spellcraft or wizardry at work?
Possibly. The trees grow abnormally fast, and they are claiming our farmlands.
Forgive me, good sirs, but also we've been tasked by Merlin and the Archbishop to find the spirit that is causing all of this mayhem in the forest and to put it down. And we're told by the Archbishop to come to you for potential allies and aid in this quest.
There has been other knights that have been here to offer aid, only to fail. So, I don't wish to outfit or provision another group of knights to enter the forest, never to be seen from again. But
Were
I
they
do,
knights of the
but I
High
do,
King?
but I do have a specific job for you.
What
I'm
pray
about-
tell is the job?
I'm evaluating the villages now lost within the forest and bringing the people to safety on the side of the fossil way or the Foss Way. But there is one village, Lilleborn, that we have not heard from in some time. Go to Lilborn and bring her folk back to the castle. If you can do that much, then perhaps you can survive what's deeper in the forest. Succeed, and I shall equip and provision your expedition into the forest.
Suppose that's a fair trade.
We will gladly help anyone in need and accept.
That's 2.
Oh, yes, of course.
Your leader speaks.
Well,
Okay. And another messenger comes in to give him a message. Everybody can make an intrigue roll. This is to eavesdrop on this messenger. We have 2 successes.
Yes.
Okay. So you actually get 2 messages. The Foss Way north of here, and it doesn't look like the Foss Way goes north from here to Leicester, but the Foss Way north of here is now completely blocked to wagon traffic. It probably went through the forest, where the forest is at. We cannot get trade caravans through to Leicester. And then the other messenger says, "My lord." And he's breathless. He has muddied breeches. News from Wernices in the south. The forest is enclosing the Foss Way, just north of Kenton. Within a month, it will be impassable to wagons, maybe even horses. Oh, you're, and the count says, "Oh, you're still here? Okay. Remember, go to Lilyborn and bring my people back."
it will be done.
Okay. So you start traveling towards Lilyborn. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay. Again, the forest has grown thick, so it's a single file cutting through the brush, just as before. Who's going first?
I think I'll take the lead.
Okay, Bedivere is going to go first. Who's second?
Who's on first?
Yeah, I was going to say,
Uh,
what's on
I'll
second?
do middle.
Okay. So as you travel, Bedivere, you need to make a hunting roll because of the overgrown path and everything.
Ooh, I just got us lost.
Okay. So if you guys want, now this is a very, you guys can ignore his path and continue on your own way towards Lilyborn, or you can follow him off the path.
I'll follow him.
I'm following Sir Gwyneth.
Okay.
I have
So
no
you
reason
guys-
not to.
Yeah, so you guys get lost together instead of 2 separate parties, one getting lost and one trying to find their way to Lilyborn. All
I
right.
knew I should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque.
Well, maybe you did take a left turn and you're not supposed to have. I don't know. Let's take a look. Oh, I jumped to straight to lost when that's actually a die roll. Gwyneth, give me a d20 roll.
A 10.
10 is lost. Okay, good. So I didn't mess up. So a 10 is very similar to an 11. You did make your hunting roll. Okay, once inside the forest, you find your way, failed your daily hunting roll. Once lost, roll a d20 to see where you get lost, like wander aimlessly or whatever.
All right, so you need a 20 from me?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay. Sorry. Timer went off on the limit spread. Let me get back over here. 20, D20, D20. 13.
Okay. Okay. Um, okay, I need another d20.
Say again, please.
Another d20.
Of
Okay.
course, yes.
Holy. A 20.
Okay. I don't know what that is. Give me a second. I have to figure out what this is. It is a creature. It's an antelope-like hoofed creature with large horns and the tusks of a boar. You guys can make a folklore or a religion roll.
Fail.
Fail.
Oh, is he playing a game?
Weak
Okay.
success.
Okay, Gwyneth's got a success. Through your religion, you have heard of this type of a creature before. It's called a Yale, like the university. It is very smart. And what do you want to do with it? It's basically just staring you down. It's not bolting like a deer or it's not charging you like a boar. It's kind of just in the middle.
Well, hello there.
Hello, it replies.
Oh. We are
Oh, the
looking
law.
for. Yeah, we're a little lost.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Follow me.
Okay.
Roll.
Are we sure about this?
Are you sure about this? Yeah, you need that little meme. Okay, so go ahead and give me a 2d6 minus 1 roll, Gwyneth.
So 8.
Okay. It leads you through the forest back to the king's men. Here's an exit. Maybe you can find your way from here. And then it goes back into the forest.
Huh.
Yeah. Very interesting. A non-combative encounter with a beast of the forest.
I guess let's go again.
Go back up to Lambor number
Back
10
up to
and go to
Lamboard.
Lillibor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're very welcome to attempt an entry again. I'm going to assume Bedivere's in the front, then Gwyneth, then Bryce. Is that right?
Yes.
Going to keep the same.
Sure.
Keep the same thing. Okay. Well, since you got lost the first time, you can make a hunting roll, Bedivere, to see if you can reestablish
Redemption.
Yeah, redemption.
No pressure. Just if you get us lost again, you're sleeping outside.
Or not being in the lead. Bedivere.
Oh, sorry. Say again.
Hunting.
Thank you. Sorry. Spaced out for just a second. I was reading something and kind of just spaced out.
So what happens when you get to your age?
That's a 16 to 10. That's a fail.
Guess what that means? Okay, does anybody have better than a 10 in hunting?
Bryce has
I
a
have
5.
a 7.
Bryce has a what?
5.
Oh my gosh, he is the best. Also, this could be a passion worthy role because you failed. You now roll to see where or what happens. This is a D20.
Oh boy. Luck, be a lady tonight. And let's see a good roll. A 9 of 20.
Yeah, a 9 is also lost. Um, $39. Okay. So how are you lost? That's a D20. It could
Yeah,
be
hold on, it's rolling.
could be another beast,
2.
but it's not. It's wander aimlessly. Okay. So you ride single file through the shadowy green woods for hours without any sign of man or beast. Occasionally, you pass a long abandoned village, its crumbling huts overtaken by creeping vines and moss. As the sun sets, the squires set up camp while you prepare to bed down. Strange noises echo in the distance, but nothing disturbs your rest under the trees. Everyone deduct 1 day's rations for your squires and yourself and your horse.
Where are we tracking that?
Should be under your equipment. Did you not bring any rations?
I don't think we covered rations at all in character creation.
Yeah. It's under buying equipment. You didn't buy any equipment? No problem. I when it says nightly gear, do you see where it says rations? Does it even say rations under nightly gear?
I'm not seeing it in my stuff. I'm gonna check by the money though.
Nightly
I've got
gear.
a feed bag for the horse.
You gotta fill it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have sleeping blankets, towels, eating and cooking utensils, fire making kit, bandages, a pair of something, several sacks with drawstrings to store everything, large canvas tarpaulin, pack frame, and a sumpter and saddlebags. Feed bag, brushes, hobbles. Okay. Let's just allow you to buy this now. I'm going to pull up the price list so that there you go. That should be a price list, and just spend whatever you want on your rations at this time. If you scroll down, past the armor, something called food market. I don't know if you find it. It says hard rations, good for 4 weeks. That's if you go with hard rations. You could go with nightly fare, but that would be like real food. But 12 silver will get you 4 weeks. If you want to break that down, we could say 3 silver a week if you want to do it that way.
Fair enough.
And don't forget, you have to buy it for your squire as well.
Is that not saying how long it lasts for? Like how long it keeps?
Is that 1 day of food? I wouldn't think so.
No, it's 12 denarii and hard ration good for 4 weeks. So
That's what he's saying. Does it last for 4 weeks or does it cover 4 weeks of food? That's what he's asking.
Yeah.
that's a curious one. Let's see.
I'm going to say
Look,
hard
food-
ration. Okay. I'm going to say hard
If you-
rations will last forever.
If you look below it for food stalls, one night's meal is 1 denarius, and night's fare good for 1
Oh.
week is 7 denarius. So I'd assume it's 7 days worth of food.
Sounds good to me.
Where do you see 7 days?
I'm looking at under food market supplies, night's fare good for 1 week
Yeah.
is 7 denarius for the cost. And then
And
in
if
the
you look
next
down at
section
food
below
stalls.
that for food stalls, one night's meal is 1 denarius.
Right. So it's 1 denarii for 1 day?
Looks like it. And a commoner's meal is 4 for a denarii.
4 times 4 is 16, which would cover 2 weeks, which is commoner's fare, good for 2 weeks above it for 4 denarii.
So yeah, it's a week's worth. It looks like.
Hard rations for a week is 12 denarii.
No, that would, I think that is 4 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks of food. But hard
Yeah.
rations, I think, don't spoil. I'm sure given enough time they would, but
Buy a night's fare. But I'll get a hard ration to be safe. We might get lost in the woods out there. I don't know.
and hay feed for a horse is 3 denarii per day. They're going to eat a lot.
And the boy will eat like me.
Yeah.
But he's carrying his own.
Well, the pack horse is carrying
Or the
everything.
horse, yeah.
So for 1 week, then we're looking at what, 24 per week? 12 for our knights, 12 for our squire on hard rations. Is that correct?
So the one purchase of the rations would cover the both of you for 2 weeks.
Yes.
That is also correct. Hard rations for 2 people for 2 weeks is 12 denarii.
I'm bringing hard rations for 4 weeks, so I'm going to pay 24 denarii.
Yeah. For you and your squire. You don't have to worry about water or wine. After the first day, your wineskin is probably being refilled by local streams and stuff like that.
If we're going off the 3 denarii for hay feed, it's 168 denarii for 4 weeks.
Sounds. You have how many horses do you have?
2, I think. I've got the charger and the courser. Oh, and the squire's horse. Never mind.
And the pack horse. You've got 4 horses each.
Would you be carrying that much hay on a journey, especially when they can forage for food? The animals can, at least. Because the hay feed is.
If you want to give them time to do that,
We would have to let them roam a little bit, which would mean it's got to be while we're at camp. So someone will have to stay up and keep an eye on them. Which we should be doing anyways, so I mean.
That's 336 denarii for 4 weeks.
Just remember, one librum is 240 silver.
I don't think we need to bring 4. If we go 4 weeks without somewhere to bed down properly, we're doing something wrong, I think. I think for the good stuff, we only need maybe a week. Some backup if it makes you feel better, but I think a week is probably sufficient to keep on us. And
Oh,
for
that's
4
for
horses.
lodging and food for the horse.
So it might be assuming we're going to give them graze time at camp.
Yeah, that is lodging. So deduct a denarii off of that. So make it 2 denarii.
All right, we'll bring a week's worth. We'll run that.
So what's that? 36 or something? I don't remember.
56.
56. Okay.
And I think rather than hay, that's going to translate to we've got some
Oats.
sacks of grain so they can get some nice, like, nutrient dense stuff.
Exactly. It's a mixture.
Yeah, I would assume this is like feed for when you're in the woods and there isn't grassland for them to crop on.
Exactly right. Wow, lawyers make 12 per day. That's pretty good. A monk will read a letter for 1 denarii.
Yup.
All right, so now that you got all that food and stuff out of the way, which you did weeks ago, no worries. We'll just start counting it from here. Yeah, so that was one night. Everybody eats their nightly rations or whatever, and it's a new day. Now you have to try to acquire the trail and make your way to Lilleborn. It is a hunting roll -1. So you have a -1
Team -1.
-1.
Back to hunting. Come on.
Because
Nice.
at this point you don't really know where you're at.
5 of
But
9.
but you
Success.
succeed. You find your way to the trail, and then you continue down the trail to Lilleborn. Okay.
I always knew you could do it.
Yeah, certainly. Lilleborn. Okay, give me a second. I need to memorize this page where this table is at. Or I need to make a handout. That's probably what I should do. But I'll do that later. Lambor. Okay. Oh, here we are. Okay. The forest sauvage has overtaken the village's fields, now encircling the hamlet of Lilleborn entirely. The road westward, leading to the Foss Way and safety, is obstructed by newly grown trees and dense scrubs. The villagers, numbering about 150 adults and children, are desperately trying to escape, but their wagons are unable to pass through the thick foliage blocking the road. Yeah. You guys can make it past, you know, on your horses, barely. Wagons, there's no way a wagon's going to be able to make it through this. It looks like the families have their belongings on the back of the wagons. It looks like they're trying to get away with, their belongings, but the wagons are getting stuck or prevented from traveling.
Do either of you have axes?
Okay.
No.
Okay. As soon as he mentions that, everyone can make a station roll.
Jeez. I
Critical
gotta find it.
11-11.
We never roll that. Didn't know where it was.
Okay. Well, better critical, right? Okay. So, station, where are we at? Your sense of propriety prevents you from lowering yourselves to manual labor. Which will require them to abandon their stores, goods, and equipment. If any of the players fail the roll, you can choose to help the villagers, but lose 3 points of honor.
I was going to make my squire do it, but
Good serfs.
You can do that. It's just that you'll still lose the 3 points of honor because you made him do something that's beneath his station.
I'm going to address the various townsfolk. Try and
Yeah, they're listening. They're happy to see you.
Yeah.
They're welcoming. And some of them do have like axes and stuff like that. They're trying to clear out, but they're not fast enough. They can't. They chop one down, two grow back. It's that kind of stuff. Men, women, and children, squires, and even the knights' horses are pressed into service. That's if you try to clear the road.
yeah.
where's my current honor level?
I believe it's a passion.
It's a passion. My brothers and I are knights of the High King Arthur, sent on a mission blessed both by the Archdruid and the Archbishop, to cleanse this forest of whatever evil has been tormenting your towns. For the meantime, leave your belongings, flee with your lives. We promise you, we will return you to your homes.
We'll be left destitute.
Only for a few days.
Small
At the
problem.
most.
I don't have honor listed at all under passions.
Or do I?
Really? Honorless knaves.
Ugh.
Oh. Okay, give me a second. Let's take a look at the passion list. Yeah, it's not on there. Well, you can develop a passion called honor, and you can, it'll be at 1d6 plus 6.
1d6 plus 6.
Correct. So it'll be somewhere between 7 and 12.
Wasn't there something for?
Well, all right, that's a 12.
There's like a minimum it has to be, right? Or you stop being a knight.
Yeah, I think it's like 3 or something like that. It's low. You could be an honorless, like, horrible person and still be a knight. I don't think there's an honor minimum or maximum.
11.
That's pretty awesome. You guys are honorable. Yeah. So
Not
you
bad. That's
yeah, you'd lose 3 if you assist. But Bedivere is actually prevented from assisting. Where the heck is it? Hold on. Oh, I put it on a Britain map, I believe. There it is. So
I'm trying to talk them into leaving the wagons using our station
yeah,
and how we're going to
um,
save you. The Count wishes to be assured of your safety before he will give us leave to cleanse the forest.
uh,
So the sooner you come with us, the sooner you get your homes back.
make an orate roll. No plus, no minus.
Could I invoke my honor?
You can, because this is a honor influencing situation.
Be a success.
That's plus 5 to your orate.
And that would be a success.
Okay, only if you promise to clear the road and get our stuff back. We'll go with you. And he turns around and he says, "All right, everybody, we're gonna leave the wagons and follow these kind knights back to Lambor. They promised to clear the way in the future, and so we'll hold them accountable." And then everybody starts dismounting from their wagons and stuff.
Oh boy, I hope these trees take care of themselves when we take care of whatever's doing this.
Right. Okay, so you lead them back to Lambor?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's 25 glory for everyone.
After like a mile, I point out all of the trees we've had to squeeze past. You lot never would have gotten the wagons around these things.
That's right. It would have been a an endeavor, let's say. Okay, so they are very happy, but they have nothing, none of their belongings, just what they could carry on their back, which is hardly anything. The wagons they left behind had, you know, um, their worldly belongings, basically. Um, all right, so you make it back to Lambor. The count is, with 150 people. He's very happy that you rescued his people. Um, if you need, you can refill your rations. So if you need to buy any rations or anything like that, he would be uh, he would be basically it'll be free for you to replenish the 2 days of rations that you just went through.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Refills your wineskins, and they take a look at your armor and weapons and make sure everything's functional. And basically, they make sure that you're from head to toe, you are equipped to go back into the forest or whatever. Now, he's got his own problems with Lichester, or you could just uh, travel around. I think that's what you're planning on doing. You're going to go to Thrapston. So if you want to like wander up to Lichester next to on your way around, you're welcome. Or you can just go in. Um, there was no real road anywhere around Lilleborn. It's basically completely encircled, so you wouldn't know which way to go from there.
I think we need to make for Thrapston still
Sounds good.
via Leicester. But yeah, that lack of a road.
In the past, Lichester was a market town. I don't really know what it would
Yes.
be considered now.
Can we just head up towards the river and follow it instead of getting?
Yeah. You can avoid the
Whoops.
forest. Yeah, because the road
Yeah.
probably goes that way. Um, I'm gonna have to copy and paste that. Okay, so it's been a whole day, so you guys should probably spend the night here and then travel in the morning.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Yep,
Should
absolutely.
Makes sense.
should we be tracking time for this, by the way?
I am.
Other than rations? Okay.
You can
Rations are
if you
free
want,
if you.
but I am.
I just a couple of times you've asked us to. Just wanted
Also,
to be sure.
rations are free if you're staying at a like a knight's household or larger or a abbey.
So in the morning, you head up, going cross country, trying to avoid the forest. There's no problem doing that. And it's not hard. It's not like a hunting roll is necessary. Um,
Mhm.
there it is. Okay. So, the normally bustling market of Lichester is now silent. Shops in the central square are closed, and the throngs of buyers and sellers are nowhere to be found. As you approach the market square, you see dozens of petitioners, mostly merchants, demanding the council act against the laws of trade due to the encroachment of the forest. 11 miserable looking men and women sit on the council bench and agree to hear the knight's plea for guidance. So Master Gwitchin clears his throat and says, "Ah, noble knights, welcome to the grand town of Lichester. As you can see, our market stalls are bare, and our forum is empty of folk. It is all thanks to that damnable forest. It's choking off trade to the north, and now we're being cut off from the south as well. We ain't had any merchant caravans for weeks now. So what do you reckon we should do then?"
Well, burning the forest back is not a viable option. It could burn the town down.
We three were tasked with finding the spirit responsible for this and putting an end to it. I think you need only hold out a little bit longer. You need not make any drastic actions.
Okay, so you're not trying to go into the forest. You're just passing through on your way to Newark.
Are you asking, or is he?
Uh, Game Master.
Okay. Yeah. Correct.
Okay. Okay, so you don't, you just want us to do our best to hold out? Is that what you're saying? Be patient?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for your wisdom and your guidance. And you guys can head north. that what we're doing?
Believe so.
I do believe so.
Okay.
A lot of pressure on us to finish this mission now, though.
So you're on your way to Newark.
It's like 2 towns, 3 towns.
Yeah. Okay. You find a town of Newark. It's really not a town. It's not even a village. It's just a hamlet. Let's call it that. And it's farmers and just common folk. And nothing special about the place. You're
Nothing
gonna-
at all special about it.
Nope.
They're not being encroached yet. Or at least not
Yeah, it doesn't-
worryingly so.
Yeah, not yeah. They still have farms and stuff.
Interesting.
This
It looks
village
like
of
it's the
all of them?
southern half.
Say again.
No, we were surmising that the northern half here seems to be in a relatively decent state. It's not being encroached on, but down south, well,
Yeah, it's from like north of Town to somewhere between Newark and what is it, Leicester?
Yeah. I mean, you don't know if the forest was much farther away than it is now. So you don't know if it's growing north, but uh, this village doesn't look for worse or wear. It looks like it's doing okay.
Okay. That's actually a relief.
Okay. So you
At
pass
this
through.
point.
Is that right?
Indeed.
Okay. So you make it to about here, right about there, right before the road ends. And squires start
Shel
to make camp.
Silverstein.
Yeah, that's a good evening. You make camp, and then you're gonna have to either circumvent the forest or cut your own path through the forest.
we can make it if we try.
That's right, but that'll be next week because I'm gonna call it right here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's you guys need to make camp. You'll if we can remember when you wake up, you mark off a day's rations, but you don't have to do that right now. I'll try to remember to mention it when we wake up. And then you'll fight your way to Folkingham. I mean, there is a road that goes into the forest. It's just overgrown.
Okay.
All right. Well, a few days closer to the winter phase. But yeah, nothing really has happened. A lot of things happened, but no progress is made yet. But that's okay. It's not a one night adventure. You're pretty close to Thrapston. You're gonna 2 days ride, maybe you'll make it there. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out.
All right.
And I will catch you next week, same time, same bat channel.
All right. Sounds fair. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, you guys
Sounds
have a good
good.
night.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us on the live stream. We might actually have a new player next week, depending on his response to my chat on Roll20. If we do get him in, I think I'm going to stop requesting people. I think 4 is a good amount of nights. And I think that some, if not all, might carry over to my Harn campaign when I start that up. If somebody drops out or doesn't want to play Harn, then I'll reopen the requests. But all right, I will catch you guys next week, 7 o'clock Central Time.